Cacao versus cocoa, which really protects muscle, best in your morning coffee. For people over 60, adding chocolate to morning coffee can help support muscle health. But are you using cacao or cocoa? This small distinction can make up to a 70% difference in the benefits you receive. And the truth is, many people miss out on those benefits simply because they confuse these two powders that look alike. I'm Dr. Sam Wells, a physician specializing in senior health here in the U.S. Over 20 years of working with patients in their 50s, 60s, and even 80s has shown me this. Lasting health doesn't always come from big changes, but from small daily choices, like what you stir into your morning coffee. Ask yourself, is your morning cup truly feeding your muscles, keeping you flexible and strong, or is it just a comforting habit with no real benefit? Take my patient Margaret, age 71. She thought adding a little cocoa powder to her coffee would do the trick. Months passed, and nothing changed. Only when she switched to raw cacao did she feel a difference. Her joints loosened, her energy improved, and she had the strength to tend her garden for hours. That's why I say, the difference begins with the choice you make at the very start. In the next few minutes, I'll help you clearly see what cacao is, what cocoa is, and which one truly acts as nature's muscle protector after 60 pounds. But before we dive in, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button and share this video, because one small click from you could help a friend your age avoid a mistake that thousands of seniors have already made. Here's another real story. Linda, 66, from Texas, heard that adding chocolate to her morning coffee was great for energy and heart health. So she bought a box of instant chocolate powder already mixed with sugar and flavorings. Every morning, she stirred in a heaping spoonful. 6 months later, she came back to my office, disappointed. Doctor, why don't I feel any better? In fact, I'm more tired. I've gained weight, and I can't sleep like before. This is one of the most common mistakes I see. People hear about the benefits of raw cacao, but when they shop, they grab cocoa or processed chocolate mixes instead. Unfortunately, those products have lost most of their antioxidants and flavonoids, the very compounds that protect muscle, improve circulation, and reduce inflammation. Instead, they're loaded with sugar, flavorings, milk powders, and even oils. The result: not only do you miss out on the benefits, but you actually invite more inflammation, belly fat, and muscle weakness. Robert, age 70, made the same mistake. Every morning, he used chocolate, flavored coffee creamer, thinking it was a healthy version of cacao. In reality, bottled creamers are mostly sugar, hydrogenated oils, and artificial flavors. Over time, he noticed aching knees, weaker arms, and rising blood sugar. Only after we read the label together did he realize he was feeding disease, not health. Too many people believe that if it tastes like chocolate, it must be good for them. But processed chocolate is not the same as raw cacao. It's like a painting that's been blurred. You can still see the picture, but the beauty, the essence, is gone. And after 60, even small mistakes add up: faster muscle loss, weaker memory, and fading daily energy. So I ask you, what's in your kitchen cabinet? Is it a jar of pure cacao that's often overlooked? Or is it convenient chocolate powder packed with sugar and additives? A single small change in your morning habit could take you from unknowingly harming your health to actively nourishing your body. And if you've ever made this mistake, drinking cocoa instead of cacao, using syrup or flavored creamers, share your story in the comments. Real experiences can help warn others not to fall into the same trap. Before we continue on how to choose the right kind of cacao, please give this video a like and share it, because just one click from you could help countless seniors avoid losing precious muscle and energy. Now, let's talk about pure cacao, also called raw cacao. I like to call it the secret friend of aging muscles. There's a reason nutrition scientists consider cacao a superfood for people over 60. Unlike cocoa, cacao isn't roasted at high heat or alkalized. That means it retains up to 40 times more antioxidants than regular cocoa. Think of it this way. If cocoa is like a small, flickering candle, raw cacao is a bright torch powerful enough to light the way for your muscles and your heart. What makes cacao so unique is its flavonoids, especially epicatechin and catechin. These tiny but mighty compounds act like messengers, carrying blood and nutrients to your muscles, helping your body absorb protein more efficiently, and speeding up recovery after activity. One patient of mine, James, age 67, once told me, "Doctor, I thought my morning Tai Chi was just for relaxation, but ever since I started adding cacao to my coffee, my legs feel steadier, and I climb stairs without shaking. Stories like his speak louder than numbers. Cacao also carries another secret, theobromine. It's similar to caffeine, but gentler and longer lasting. While caffeine can cause jitters and a racing heart, theobromine delivers a calm, steady energy for 4-6 hours. Imagine drinking coffee with cacao, not a sudden rush and crash, but a smooth, sustained boost, enough to clean the house, tend the garden, or enjoy a long walk without running out of breath. For older adults, that's crucial. Energy isn't just about feeling good, it's about independence. When you have enough strength to shop, cook, and care for your home, you preserve not just your health, but your freedom and dignity. Yes, raw cacao can taste a bit bitter, unlike the sweet cocoa powder you may be used to, but that bitterness is where the real strength lies. I often suggest adding a little stevia or monk fruit natural sweeteners that don't affect blood sugar. Most people quickly get used to it and even grow to love its clean, pure taste, far more satisfying than store-bought chocolate. So I'll ask you again, when was the last time your morning coffee truly strengthened your muscles? If the answer is never, or I can't remember, maybe now is the time to try raw cacao. If you're looking for a simple way to fight aging, maintain muscle, and keep your energy after 60, raw cacao is nature's gift you don't want to miss. Think of it as an investment in your health and independence. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly nutrition tips against aging. Who knows, one small change today might open up a whole new chapter of strength and vitality in the years ahead. If raw cacao is like a concentrated elixir, then natural cocoa offers a gentler balance, especially for those with sensitive stomachs. I've met many patients who were excited to try pure cacao after hearing about its benefits, but after just a few days they felt bloated, heavy, or uncomfortable. For people like this, natural cocoa is often a safer, more stomach-friendly option. Why? Because cocoa is made from cacao beans that have been roasted. This roasting process reduces acidity, making it easier on digestion. For people with acid reflux, GERD, or simply a delicate stomach after age 60, natural cocoa is usually much gentler than raw cacao. That's a major plus because no matter how healthy a habit is, it won't matter if your body can't tolerate it. Of course, cocoa can't compete with cacao in antioxidant content. While cacao may retain nearly 40 times more flavonoids, cocoa loses much of that during roasting. But losing some doesn't mean losing all. Cocoa still contains enough beneficial compounds to support circulation, preserve muscle, and most importantly, allow many people to enjoy it daily without digestive discomfort. Take Maria, age 70, from California. She told me that even a small spoonful of raw cacao gave her stomach heat and restless nights. But when she switched to unsweetened natural cocoa, added to her morning coffee every day, she felt stronger in her gentle yoga sessions and no longer hit that afternoon energy crash. She laughed and said, "Maybe cocoa isn't as powerful as cacao, but it works better for me." And that's the truth. Sometimes the right fit is the real key to long-term health. But here's something very important. Not all cocoa is created equal. Many products on the market are labeled Dutch, processed, or alkalized. These sound fancy, but they're actually a red flag. The alkalizing process makes cocoa smoother and more soluble, but it destroys nearly all of the flavonoids, the very compounds your muscles and joints need. If you want the benefits that cocoa still offers, always choose unsweetened or natural cocoa powder. Ideally, the ingredient list should have just one word, cocoa, and steer clear of cocoa mixes with added sugar, flavorings, or milk powders. Those additives cancel out the benefits and add risks like inflammation, weight gain, and poor muscle health. Remember, what you're looking for isn't artificial sweetness, it's true nourishment for your muscles and heart. For cocoa, I usually recommend starting with 1 to 2 teaspoons per day, stirred into coffee or warm milk. If you'd like to maximize flavonoid absorption, add a pinch of black pepper. The compound piperine in pepper has been shown to increase absorption several-fold. It's a small trick with a big impact. In the end, choosing between cacao and cocoa isn't just about nutrition. It's about listening to your body. If cacao suits you, stick with it. But if your stomach resists, don't force it. Natural cocoa is still a worthy partner for your health journey. How to use cacao and cocoa for the best results. The key isn't only in choosing the right type, it's also in how you use it. Just like a good medicine can still cause harm if taken incorrectly. Cacao and cocoa won't work their magic unless you use them wisely. For raw cacao, start simple. Just 1 teaspoon each morning, since it doesn't dissolve easily. Stir well or blend it with your coffee for a smooth mix. Its taste is naturally bitter, so if you're not used to it, Add a little stevia or monk fruit. Natural sweeteners that don't spike blood sugar. Once you adapt, you'll find the bitterness refreshing and light, unlike the sharp sweetness of refined sugar for natural cocoa. You can use a bit more, 1 to 2 teaspoons, and here's a little known tip. Add a small pinch of black pepper. Piperine can boost flavonoid absorption by up to 200%. You can also add a teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil, which helps the body absorb fat, soluble compounds, and provides steady energy. This is a trick even older athletes in the U.C. use, and I've seen it work wonders for my senior patients. Timing matters too. Both cacao and cocoa are best consumed within the first hour after waking. This is the body's natural protein synthesis window. By providing flavonoids and nutrients at this time, you give your muscles a head start in recovery and strength. Think of it like fueling a car right as you turn on the engine. It runs smoothly all day. Some patients say they struggle with the bitterness or dryness of these powders. That's when I suggest flavor hacks, a dash of cinnamon for warmth, or a drop of real vanilla extract to soften the taste. Cinnamon helps balance blood sugar, while vanilla has a calming effect. These small touches make your morning cup not just pleasant, but doubly beneficial. Imagine this, every morning, as you sip coffee mixed with cacao or cocoa prepared the right way. You're not just enjoying a drink, you're giving your body a gentle, steady dose of anti-aging medicine. Over weeks and months, you'll notice stronger muscles, steadier energy, and a sharper mind. If this information is helpful, share it with your friends and family. One small shift in a morning routine can create a huge difference in staying strong and independent after 60. Freshness and quality. 2 overlooked keys. In many consultations, I've noticed most seniors focus only on the question, which is better, cacao or cocoa? Few pay attention to 2 equally important factors: freshness and quality investment. First, freshness. Raw cacao is processed at low heat to preserve its bioactive compounds. But because it's less processed, it also loses potency faster. If you buy cacao and leave the bag open to light and air, within weeks its flavonoids and antioxidants drop significantly. You're still drinking cacao, but with much less benefit. That's why I always tell patients, store cacao in a sealed glass jar, in a cool, dark place, or even in the refrigerator. This way, it stays potent for months instead of just weeks. Cocoa is a bit more stable thanks to roasting, but it still benefits from careful storage if you want maximum flavor and nutrition. Second, quality investment. I know many seniors weigh costs carefully, especially with supplements. But cacao and cocoa are like olive oil or salmon. Cheap versions usually mean low quality. Mixed cocoa powders full of sugar or cheap industrial cocoa often lose their benefits and may even include harmful additives. On the other hand, paying a little more for organic, pure, unsweetened cacao or cocoa is an investment in your muscle health and independence. I often remind patients, a good jar of cacao may cost a few extra dollars, but its value far exceeds money. Think of it this way: when your muscles are strong, you can get up, walk, and care for yourself without relying on anyone else. That's the true return on your investment. And compared to a doctor's visit after a fall or muscle weakness, the cost of quality cacao each month is actually very small. So, to get the most out of cacao and cocoa, don't just choose the right type, also store it wisely and prioritize quality. These may seem like small detail, but they make all the difference in the long run. And before we move on, let me remind you, if this message resonates with you, please share this video. By doing so, you can help other older adults avoid common mistakes and keep their muscles and independence strong for years to come. I often remind my patients that cacao and cocoa, while both full of benefits for muscle strength and heart health, are not miracle foods that are completely safe for everyone. There are situations where caution is necessary, otherwise, what starts as a good habit can unexpectedly become harmful. The first concern is for those taking blood thinners, such as warfarin, or certain blood pressure medications. Cacao and cocoa contain flavonoids, theobromine, and other bioactive compounds that can improve circulation and help blood vessels relax. That sounds wonderful, but for someone already on anticoagulants, the combination may thin the blood too much, increasing the risk of easy bruising, nosebleeds, or even internal bleeding. I once treated a 68-year-old patient who drank cacao every morning. When her doctor later prescribed warfarin, she kept her cacao routine without telling anyone. Just weeks later, she was hospitalized with a bleeding ulcer. This is why I always stress, if you're on medication, Talk with your doctor before adding cacao or cocoa to your daily routine. The second concern is for people with a history of kidney stones. Both cacao and cocoa contain oxalates, which can bind with calcium in the body to form stones. This doesn't mean you must avoid them completely, but moderation is key. No more than 1 teaspoon per day, and always drink plenty of water alongside. Hydration is the most important protection, helping flush oxalates out rather than letting them accumulate. I often tell patients, your morning cup of cacao only brings benefits when it's paired with a full bottle of water by your side. The third point, digestion. Older adults often have more sensitive digestive systems. If you start with too much cacao or cocoa, you may experience bloating, indigestion, or mild diarrhea. This isn't dangerous, it just means your body needs time to adjust. The safest way is to begin small, perhaps half a teaspoon daily, then gradually increase to 1-2 teaspoons as tolerated. With patience, you'll enjoy the benefits without being bothered by side effects. I like to compare the body to a garden. If you water gently and consistently, plants grow strong and healthy. But if you flood it all at once, the soil washes away and the roots drown. Cacao and cocoa are the same. They require patience and the right dose. So in summary, there are 3 important rules older adults should remember. Always check with your doctor if you're taking medication. Be cautious with a history of kidney stones and drink plenty of water. And start small to let your digestion adjust. By following these, you can fully enjoy the benefits of cacao and cocoa while protecting your long-term health. And before we move into the conclusion, I want to remind you, if these tips have been helpful, please subscribe and share this video. A small action on your part might save a friend or loved one from mistakes and help them live healthier every day. In my 20+ years of working with older adults, I've learned that science alone isn't always enough. What often inspires real change is hearing simple, everyday stories from people just like you. Today, I want to share 2 such stories. 2 of my patients who regained their health from a small change, adding pure cacao to their morning coffee. Margaret, age 71, lives in the mountains of Colorado. She has always loved gardening, but in recent years her morning joint stiffness left her too weak to care for her plants. Some days, she said, even bending to pull weeds made her knees crack and ache for an hour. When I suggested she try adding pure cacao to her mornings, she was skeptical. How could a spoonful of cacao help my knees? But she decided to try anyway. 2 weeks later, Margaret returned with a beaming smile. Dr. Wells, I just spent 3 hours in my garden this morning. No stiffness, no pain. I trimmed my roses, sowed seeds, and watered just like the old days. What she regained wasn't just muscle comfort, it was the confidence that strength and vitality are still possible at 70. The second story is about John, 68, from Texas. He had always loved sweet coffee, adding chocolate, flavored cream every morning. But over time, he felt more tired. His energy crashed in the afternoons, and his knee pain worsened. When I explained that his flavored cream was full of sugar and unhealthy fats, John realized he had been unknowingly harming himself. I suggested he replace the cream with a spoonful of pure cacao, adding a little stevia for sweetness if needed. Just 2 weeks later, John called me, excited. Doctor, I haven't felt this good in years. I have the energy to walk nearly 2 miles in the mornings. My knees hurt less, and I don't crash after lunch anymore. What I want you to take from these stories is this. Sometimes, a very small change in daily habits can create a huge difference. You don't need complicated or expensive methods. With the right cacao, taken correctly, and with patience, your body can begin to restore itself. Ask yourself, are you missing out on this opportunity simply because you think a little cacao can't possibly help? Remember, Margaret and John once doubted too, but they tried, and now they're living strong, energetic, independent lives at an age when many assume it's too late to change. If these stories inspire you, I encourage you to share this video with friends or family. Who knows? Your small action today could be the reason someone else finds relief from joint pain, regains energy, and rediscovers joy in life. So, after everything we've covered, let me give you a clear takeaway. If you're looking for the best choice to fight muscle loss and slow aging, raw cacao is the answer. It's rich in flavonoids, preserves antioxidants, and provides steady energy without the jitters of caffeine. It's the perfect ally for staying strong and sharp beyond 60. For those with sensitive digestion or conditions like acid reflux, natural cocoa may be the better option. While it has fewer antioxidants than cacao, it still supports muscles and heart health and has a gentler taste. The key is to choose pure, unsweetened cocoa and avoid Dutch, processed or alkalized products. And one warning I always repeat, avoid mixed cocoa drinks with sugar, syrups, or chocolate creamers. Don't be fooled by the word chocolate. Most of these products have lost their nutrients and instead promote inflammation, muscle loss, and joint pain. Even small daily habits like this can undo your efforts. If you stick with the right habit, just 1 spoon of pure cacao or cocoa each morning, and stay consistent for 4 to 6 weeks, you'll notice a real difference. Steadier morning energy, stronger response to exercise, and less joint pain. I've seen it happen over and over with patients, and I believe you can experience it too. And now, my most important message. If this video has helped you clearly understand the difference between cacao and cocoa and given you knowledge to protect your health, please like, share, and subscribe. Every share could help another older adult avoid common mistakes and regain strength and joy in life. I'm Dr. Sam Wells, and I'm grateful to have shared this time with you today. Thank you for watching, and I wish you health, happiness, and peace. See you in the next video.